And at this point in time, it was already set in stone that I was going to be leaving Refold in a couple months. And so this course basically had to be the one thing that was going to be financially supporting me for the next period of time. I was really putting all of my time and effort into this course, and I really wanted to make a lot of money off it. So I told Ken to design the marketing in such a way that we would make as much money as possible.
Yeah, as much money as possible is dangerous, because if you take it too literally, and I guess that's what happened here, as much money as possible means regardless of how you get that money, which is a problem. You should always decrease the possible profit margin any of those times that it could impact your, I want to say, online perception or online image and the integrity of your persona. Not just at a moral level, that is the fundamental reason as to why I would hope everyone would choose to do so and avoid predatory tactics. But also, even from a marketing perspective, if you damage your online image, it's gonna backfire really bad. So there are in fact two incentives that should prevent people to go about it in trying to make, because otherwise what you do is, if you think about it, an excellent example of this are Bitcoins. They are trying to make as much money as possible no matter what, which means they inflate very quickly, make a lot of money, scam everyone, and then they sell, get all the profits. People lose everything, then the money drops, and that can only be used, like you use it once, and then you're going to change the name of your company and call yourself another LLC because no one is ever going to trust you ever again. But when it's as much money as possible, that happens. That's like the greatest example of it, the scammiest, most horrible example of it. I think it's better make less money, but make sure your customer is happy, because that in the long run, if you want to maintain a name and a brand quality, then in the long run, that will pay off more than a burst of money that then sells your name and ruins you.
And this really led to probably the biggest mistake that I've made in my life thus far, which was marketing this course in a very terrible, off-putting, obnoxious way.
Right.
So basically, we designed this whole marketing strategy that was designed around building false scarcity, building fear in people, making it, going against all the principles that I've always had on my own YouTube channel, where we're making it sound like this one course that we're selling is the only way to get a perfect accent. We have some magic secret that other people don't have. You can get a perfect accent in only a couple months using this course.
Oh, that's bad.
If you don't get it, then you're going to sound bad in Japanese, and Japanese people aren't going to like you. And
nonsense, because the Japanese find it charming. I love the pitch accent, and I love to try and sound as native as possible when I speak any of the languages that are my target languages. But yeah, no, Japanese love it. If you have a little bit of an accent, not a big deal. As long as your accent and your pronunciation is clear enough for you to be able to achieve a successful communicative event every time you speak with a native, then as far as what you need, that's all that matters. Anything on top of that is just a matter of, it's your personal interest, you like it, then it becomes an art form, a form of expression of your skills and ability to try and reach your fullest potential. And I encourage it. But if you're not into the pitch accent, it's not a big deal.
You're only going to have one chance to buy this course. And basically, we tried to press all of people's fears buttons and FOMO buttons and basically just get people, as many people as possible, to want to buy this course. And this led to a huge backlash in the community, understandably so. First of all, just because inherently the marketing was very terrible and off-putting. But second of all, it was completely against my own personal brand. I was always about talking about how you don't need to spend a lot of money to learn a language. I actually had criticized Katsumoto for doing a very similar thing, so I basically was coming across as completely hypocritical. And also, that video that the hater made where they're taking clips of me out of context to make it sound like I want to just, rip off a bunch of whales, that video started to get a lot more attention once we released Project Uproot, and everyone started pointing to that video and going, oh, look, this is what Matt was talking about. This is the giant scam he's making to try to squeeze money out of the whales. And so all these things combined to lead to this giant backlash where everyone basically started calling it a scam before they even really knew what it was.
I don't question that the course would be really good. I don't think it's a scam in the sense that they don't deliver an actual really good product. Now, whether it's better or not compared to Dorgan's, I don't know. That's a very high standard right there. However, I think what the scam component is the marketing. That's the scam. And honestly, if you tell people you can learn it in 2 months, that's a scam. You can't. So that's false advertising. And similarly, if you say this is the only place, that's also this. So that's what the scam aspect of it, not the course, Because I truly believe, I haven't seen it, but already with a few screenshots that he showed, plus knowing how knowledgeable he is when it comes to Japanese, because I did call him arrogant a minute ago, but arrogant doesn't mean that you're not a great speaker. I respect his skill very much. I just didn't like how he speaks sometimes, or how he comes off sometimes. But people say that about me too. So once again, whatever. So far it's good though. Let's see how it's going to respond to that. But as I was saying, I do believe that the course is actually an excellent buy.
This whole thing about me being a scammer, my understanding is that it stems from this right here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So what Ken and I thought at the time was, we're about to run this course. The course was planned to be a 2-month-long course. So rather than just coming out and trying to explain to everybody, hey, it's not a scam, when we didn't really even have anything to show for it yet, we'd actually run the whole course. It would be a success. The customers would like it. We'd get some testimonials, and then we'd come back to YouTube a couple months later, showing the testimonials, showing the course, showing the results, and then explain that it wasn't really a scam. Now I have to talk about, of course, the price of the course. The price of the course, Project Uproot, was $500 with an optional $250 upsell. So basically the base course was $500. You'd get all the components of the course I mentioned before. And if you paid an additional $250 for a total of $750, then you would get additional time with me, Ken, and the native speakers on live sessions where you get more attention.
I don't really know what to say about that. It is pricey. It is very pricey. Also because, even Dorgan's course is like $10 a month. You pay $10 and you can literally dive into it for a whole month and consume all of his videos. So yeah, that is very expensive. Plus a 250, yeah, that's a little, it depends how you do it. At the end of the day, if people want to pay it, I wouldn't have a problem with it. People are like, no, I want to invest 750 because I have a lot of money. Wales, we were saying, and they can do whatever I want, but it is very expensive.